Why do 90% of all online businesses fail within the first 4 months? I know there are actually quite a few reasons, but there are some very strong basic reasons for the majority of those 90%. If you want to hear what they are and ask yourself if maybe you're within that category, we can make some big changes today. I'll show you how. Welcome to Digital Explorers. I'm going to show you the way to success should you choose it. Now, I'm Landria Anka, the founder of digitalexplorers.net. I have multiple online businesses. All are profitable, all have done well. And of course, I've gone on that roller coaster ride as all entrepreneurs do. It doesn't come without its aches and pains. But let me share something with you. The fact that I've launched 3 successful companies and hit over 7 figures earning with them and didn't go into that 90% category is a signal that I'm doing something different. What is it? I'm going to ask you some questions today. Do you aspire to be an entrepreneur? Do you feel that you're an entrepreneur? Do you feel there's something you need to be doing that's independent, that you want to do, and maybe you don't know what it is? Why haven't you gone after it? Now, maybe you're thinking online businesses is the way to go. And in my opinion, yes, absolutely. For most people, it is. Even if you have a traditional business, you want to be online. So you have to learn this stuff. The opportunities are huge, but there are endless opportunities out there. Have you tried them? Why haven't you gone after that dream? If you've tried them, what happened to those businesses, the training, whatever it is you went after? Chances are pretty good that you had an idea in your head of what it would be, and that somehow that was going to save you. It would be the answer for you. You see, entrepreneurs, true entrepreneurs, they are change makers, they are deal makers, they're rain makers. They actually take responsibility, and then they go after the mentors, the training, the coaching, whatever they need to achieve those goals. All right. They could have absolutely no skills whatsoever, no background in business, nothing. It's absolutely not required. Are you holding back because you think somebody else is supposed to hand that to you? Because what happens is most people online go into these programs thinking that it's the answer for them. And they're not realizing the successful entrepreneurs use that as the catalyst to success, not the answer to it. Now, let me just rephrase that. Basically, most people online are looking for somebody else to save them and be the answer. And most people online are looking for that money. And so when they get these very enticing ads that tell you that this is the thing that it's going to, generate that income, then you can start living your life, it never works. As true entrepreneurs, the successful ones are driven by a passion. And so there's something much greater than just getting that money, especially if it's somebody else's program. You want to create something that you own. Now, I have a free webinar that has the 5 pillars of success that are absolutely necessary for success online, and most people don't follow these rules. What are they? One of them is ownership. You want to create something that you own and build. What does that take? You're going to need the driving force, which is passion, that says, this is great. I want to do this. This is what I want to get up and do every day. And then you get the mentors, the training, the courses that support that passion. It's the opposite of what most people think. Most people go in there, they don't find their passion. They're like, this is not what I thought it would be. That is not an entrepreneurial mind. So if you really want to have success, especially online, I suggest you find out what really lights your fire. And that's what we do at Digital Explorers. The first step is we don't talk about money. We don't talk about anything except for what do you love? That's what makes billionaires. Now, I'm a former investment banker, and I worked with those people, and all of them were not driven by money. All of them were driven by something bigger. Sometimes it was power and ego, but it absolutely was a driving force before the money, and the money came. They knew it would. They had total confidence. But most entrepreneurs going online, like I said, I don't know if they actually qualify as entrepreneurs. They're not looking at this like a business. They're looking at it as a money maker strictly. Billionaires, millionaires, they are creating something power. They're idea people, they're creators. They come up with great ideas. They want to learn. They go after the best. And I'm going to ask you, who do you want to be around? People that are go-getters and people that are self-sufficient. They're going to make it happen. They're inspiring. Or do you want to hang around with somebody that's looking for other people to save them? Don't go in that category. I've got a new course called Mind Over Money, not mind over matter, mind over money. And it really comes down to this. Your thought patterns are absolutely sabotaging your business because you're not really operating like a business that has any chance of success. And anybody can do this. So it's not like, well, I don't know what my passions are. That's the whole point, is to find it. That's what we do at Digital Explorers. We find it. Let's find it first and then make it the driving force. Without that, why would you even go through all of the steps to create an online business? And in our head, especially those who are new at this, have this idea that they're just going to be putting some program in place and the money's just going to flow, and it will not happen. There is a process, and it has to be driven by a really great offer. The offer starts with what you love, and then you got to make sure your public loves it. And there's a lot of steps that go in between. You want to learn from people who've been there, done that, who've achieved success. So are you thinking that way? You're thinking, well, I'll get the money and then no, you'll be the 90%. In my Mind Over Money course, it's a 90-day rewire. I ask people, do you spend time just doing busy work or blaming other people, or you're in this pattern? You probably don't have a healthy relationship with money, which is why you think the money is going to solve your problems in the first place. I'm going to tell you right now, entrepreneurship is not an easy road. You're going to question yourself. We all go through the same things. We all have our own fears and concerns about what's the next step. You're doing great, then things change. But entrepreneurs, they don't quit. They find the answers. So if you think you're that person, I invite you to go into my email list, and I'm going to show you various ways that you can create an online business. And we focus on all the things that hold you back from doing that. I even have a mindset course within all of my classes. In other words, I want you to get past any barriers that would stop you from being that entrepreneur, because you may have a dream and I want to make it real, but with you. I can't do it for you, but we can rewire that brain. We can show you how successful online businesses are created and launched and built. We can be your support system. Ask yourself if you're prepared for that. If not, you might be an employee, and that's okay. So put some thought into this. I even have a questionnaire. If you want to figure out what archetype you are, sign up for my email list at digitalexplorers.net, and you'll get that. If it's not out now, you'll get notified of that. And you'll also get a free webinar that shows you how to overcome that negative money mindset. Mind over money. Let's get this in order first before we go out there and waste a lot of time and money just to be that 90%. You can do this. Everyone can. There's no mystery to it. I'll see you in the next video.